guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Today, I got a couple of crazy stories to talk about, as you see on screen here. Many times people watch or see the thumbnails and they always think like this is just a weird channel that talks about weird women doing weird things. But I always try to put a message behind all of it. And the message for today is, yes, women will go to crazy things to frame their ex-boyfriends, but people will do things to frame other people for sometimes the craziest reasons. And the reason why this is important is because a lot of these people might be people you end up dating. But we'll get into that a little bit more. First, I do want to say I've got an email out, and I'm going to be talking to, or I'm collaborating back and forth with Undead Chronic, since so many of you said, hey, man, the video you did about Jack Murphy, Undead Chronic has been on this guy for a long time, and you're just new to the party. And I said, I didn't even know Undead Chronic was back on YouTube. He is cutting-edge snark, and he's the Roast Master General, and he's one of the OGs, like the old-school men's channels here on YouTube. And he's been removed every time because all he does is roast these women brutally. I'm going to have him on the show. It's going to be a live stream. I haven't decided if I'm going to put it up over on Rumble yet or if I'm going to do locals. Usually I do it on locals. So that's probably where it'll be. So if you'd like to join me over on betterbachelor.locals.com, I will be streaming it live. I'll put it up for anybody. Members, subscribers, doesn't matter. So if you go join me on betterbachelor.locals.com, as soon as we have the timing ironed out, I'll be putting a post over there, and then when I start it, I'll send out an email. So if you sign up with your email, I'll send out you'll get an email notification when we're about to go live, usually about 15 minutes beforehand. So I've got that up and coming, so make sure to pay attention to that. And again, I've started another YouTube channel called Better Bachelor, The B-Sides, where I'm going to do movie reviews. I'm going to do things that are kind of non-manosphere related for the most part. Some of them will still have to do with being a bachelor and that kind of thing, but I'm going to get away from the stories on the girls and the lessons and all the craziness that we usually go through. Okay, so this is a follow-up on the woman who glued her Australian lips together, in other words, her southern lips, to frame her ex. And the reason, again, I wanted to do a follow-up on this because I did the original story. Now we find what she's going to be getting as far as sentencing. Like, how much trouble did she get into? And then I want to talk about how you have to be careful nowadays, and men need to vet for red flags because women, they say, oh, why would a woman lie about X? Or why would a woman lie about, well, they'll lie, period. And sometimes they'll lie for some of the dumbest, craziest reasons. So this is from The Sun, I think it is, yeah. Twisted tale, jilted woman, 36, glued her own vagin shut, then wrongly accused her ex of taking her and doing painful things to her as she's jailed for 10 years. So she got 10 years out of this. Now, they say this was posted September 3rd and updated September 3rd of 2020. I think my original video came out after that. But anyway, I found the update. So she glued herself shut, trying to frame her ex, and the crime has been jailed for 10 years. Vanessa Gesto accused former boyfriend Ivan Rico of taking her against her wishes outside of her home and then abandoning her semi-undressed after squeezing the super glue into her lips. She a little bit of the crazy eyes, there. This poor dude. Suspicions were raised. Now, let me pause here for a second. Imagine if they didn't have CCTV. Imagine if they didn't have that available. Imagine if she did all this and they didn't have a closed-circuit television there to capture the deal. They say suspicions were raised when the investigators found CCTV footage showing Gesto buying the glue and the kit, which included blades she used to harm herself from an Asian-run supermarket. Police also discovered the only vehicle filmed passing the spot where she claimed to have been harmed. See, sorry, this is for YouTube as well, so I got to watch some of the words. And then was harmed again, and a council bin lorry, not the black car she said she'd been taken in. Now, you have to understand something. YouTube is very careful on making sure their creators don't know what words are and aren't okay to say. So some channels can get away with it. I always seem to be teetering on the borderline. So a lot of quote flag words that I found in the past I have to jump over. Just please understand that, because these stories are important. I do want more people to see these videos to be aware that a lot of times these women are kind of cuckoo, and they will go. So she not only did she take a blade and I guess, marked herself up with it, but then she took super glue and sealed herself shut to blame it on this guy. Those are two pretty out there things to do to to frame a dude. A court in the northern Spanish city of Lyon convicted her of 2 counts of making up a crime and jailed her for 10 years. She was also ordered to pay her ex $25,000 in compensation in a written sentence released this week after trial earlier this year at Lyon's provincial court. State prosecutors had demanded an 11-year, 8-month prison sentence. Her original lawyer, Amelia Esteban, cut ties with the former client after it emerged she had tried to frame Ivan over the made-up October 2016 crime said to have happened in the town of Bembimbre, an hour's drive west of Lyon. So, and they finish up with Ivan's brother, Raphael, who said from day one his sibling was sleeping when the supposed glue attack and taking took place, said, "Our mom spent days crying after he was arrested." Lawyer Mrs. Esteban said, "I always believed Vanessa, and that's why I defended her. I feel humiliated and deceived." So, the lawyer believed the woman. The police believed the woman. It sounds like the guy that was accused, his mom believed the woman. Everybody believed the woman. And the only thing that saved him was CCCTV. I always thought it was closed circuit television? That's 2 C's. I don't know where they get the 3 C's from. But anyway, hidden TV footage or camera footage showed that he didn't do it. That's the only thing that saved this guy. That's the only thing that saved this guy. Other than that, again, mom, lawyer, and probably the court system would have believed him. This is why nowadays, some of you guys that say, "Oh man, I have no problems going on Tinder, and I like going out and just smashing girls and having a good time." Hey, that's cool. I was a young buck myself doing some crazy fun things, but the times have changed now, because now saying that you were the target of bad actions. It's validation. People believe you. It's very quick to spread on Twitter or social media or the news, because everybody wants to write the salacious headlines before they find the truth of the matter and before they investigate it. So nowadays, guys really do have to vet for red flags as much as, if not more, than women. Now, the reason why I bring this up from the Daily Caller, they say here's a list of hoax crimes in the Trump era. Now, I'm not I'm not saying I'm pro or against. I'm not. It's not the political aspect of it. The point of this is, look at the people will do things for clout, even to get attention on social media, just over an opposing political party. And here's the thing. The other thing that's important is everybody they blamed this on was men. They always blame it on men. I don't recall any that were blamed on women. And I just want to read the headlines here. A Muslim woman at the University of Michigan said that a guy did something, and of course he was wearing. It was a white guy wearing a MAGA hat. Taylor Volk, an openly bi senior at North Park University, claimed to be the target of hateful things following Trump's election. Gas station race issue goes viral. Woman Ashley Boyer claimed that she was harassed at a gas station by Trump-supporting males. Now, how did they know they were Trump-supporting males? Well, they didn't really know, but they again, it's about the signaling. It's about saying, hey, pay attention to me, look what these awful people did to me, so they can get, victimhood status and get the virtue signal and be paid attention to. Again, men rob Muslim woman of her hijab and wallet. 18-year-old Muslim woman. Drunk white men attack Muslim woman. The reason why I'm reading these is all of these were found out to be false. They did police investigations on them, and they were found out to be their own fault. Now, yes, there are guys that do the same thing of chasing after this. White guy sets his own car on fire and, of course, blames, I think in this case, black people. But the point is, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this just a little bit is look at all these. I mean, there's a listing of something like, I remember seeing a thing online where there's a listing of 200 or 300 crimes, fake, that they turned out to be fake crimes. And a lot of them were saying men did bad things. A lot of others, men saying men did bad things. But the whole reason they claimed these things was because it was against a political party they didn't like. If they will do that, then the government will do the same thing with flag operations, with fake flag operations. That. Some glowies will come out and do that. But on top of that, that women, if they feel jilted, if they feel hurt, if they feel like the guy ditched them wrongly, they're going to go out and do the same thing to get revenge. So when people say, oh, but why would anybody lie about that? Why would a woman lie that a guy actually did that? We got receipts. We've got plenty of receipts. And again, when you look at the vast majority of women out there here in the United States, I hear varying figures. I've said 375, but I'm also including a lot of the 10% of the illegals that are here. But let's say it's 300 or 325, and maybe this is only 1,000 or 5,000 cases. It's a very slim percent. But if you get caught up in that slim percent, it could end your career. It could end your freedom. It could end your life. And that's why it's very important to vet for these things. And the last one here, Louisiana woman faked a crime, police say, but look at the extent that she went to. Again, because, why would anybody do this? Sharmika Moffitt was found in a city park in Winsboro with burns over 90% of her body. She blamed it on, white people that wrote the Triple K on her car, but they found the charcoal lighter fluid and a lighter at her residence, like set up, and they found out this was not an attack, but a self-inflicted incident. So she's willing to basically light herself aflame and burn herself on 90% of her body just to fake what she says was a hate crime. Now, we know these crimes do exist. They're in the news all the time. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm not saying they're terrible. But I'm saying there are people that will fake things for attention because we're in the validation, pay attention to me, woe is me. And here's the thing, to get attention for being a strong, like say you're an athlete and you work out and you get a great physique and you take pictures and put it on Instagram. That's hard to do to get attention. And there are lots of other people that do the same thing. That's hard to do. But what's easy is gaining a lot of weight or just being heavy to begin with, posting pictures and saying, I am strong and I am beautiful. Hear me roar. Beautiful women. And if you dislike this, you shame me. And I'm tired of getting shamed all the time. And people that do that are just hurtful, angry. And you get the you go girl and you're strong and you're beautiful and you're wonderful. And you get all the same validation that somebody that worked out really hard and got a great physique did. Except you didn't do anything except complain and pull the victim card. And that's what a lot of people are doing today. Mentally frail, unstable, unhealthy people are out there, and they like the attention. And it's dangerous. It can be dangerous to both your reputation and, if somebody really got mad at you, who says they don't put lighter fluid on you and light you up when you're asleep over at her place at 2 a.m.? You got to pay attention to this stuff. But I wanted to go over that because, if a woman will glue herself shut, what else will they do to try to get you in trouble? So, and again, I'm not saying this is a vast majority or even a minority, but they are out there. So make sure that you're vetting for the crazies. All right, let's do a dating profile of the day. All right, this next one I have. She is 29 years old. I blurred her face out, but she was, she's thick with two C's. She says, I need a beach vacation. I need a beach vacation. Who's going to go with me? Let me translate that for you. I need a beach vacation. Who's going to take me on one? That's right, you're paying, fellas. She's 29. She's straight and she's bi. I don't know how that works anymore. She's straight and she's bi. Okay. So maybe there's three. I don't know. Maybe there's three types. I can't keep up with all this stuff. She says trying to get out there a little more. Really just looking for a good conversation and people to hang out with. So not looking for anything serious. Read my whole bio. LOL. Okay. So she's looking for just maybe friends or someone to hang out with. She said, I'm not a tiny girl, so if you don't like a little meat on the bones, then keep swiping. Hold up.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Hold up a minute. She says she's not a tiny girl, and if you don't like that, keep swiping. But she says she's just really looking for good conversation and people to hang out with. Well, why would your body shape matter if you just want to hang out with somebody? Well, obviously we know what's going on here. She says she wants to find somebody that's cool to hang out with, but you better like big girls so that, if the fun happens, you're okay with that. Otherwise, why mention it at all? Like to use a good example, some of the other content creators that I end up really liking, like Coach Greg Adams or Undead or Sandman, who I've talked to before. If I talk to any of these creators and I get along with them really well, it's not like, hey, dude, are you over 5'10"? Because I want to make sure that that we're cool. Your physicality has nothing to do with if you can have a good conversation or like somebody. The only reason she brings into it is because this is really asking for a hookup or wanting a hookup. She just hides behind, I'm just looking for someone to hang out with and talk to. She says, I'm down to try anything new. And I love hanging out at home as well as going out. Okay, again, trying anything new? All right, then just leave the first paragraph out of this. It's obvious she's looking for a hookup. She's looking for someone to date because she's down to try anything new. Oh, and the last sentence, yes, I am married. Yes, I am married. And yes, this is a mutual thing between my husband and myself. Now, I wouldn't think that you need to get permission from a husband to just make friends and have some deep conversation and not looking for anything serious. So, yeah, okay. So what is this really about? She's a married woman. She says it's mutual, but you don't know that. You don't know that. She's down to try anything new. She's not a tiny girl. And, she's out there ready to get freakalicious. And for her husband,
you lose. Good day, sir.
You lose, my friend. Now you've got, and here's the funny thing I love about these things. So many times guys say, you know what? Smoking girls get a lot of attention. They're so hard to keep to myself. Like, they get all this attention. Good-looking guys are hitting on her all the time. I'm always afraid that I'm going to lose her and she's going to get taken from me. But if I date a woman around my looks range, she's average, I'm average, we're about the same. Maybe she's a little heavier. You know what? I've got so much better chance of her not getting a lot of attention and not cheating on me and us, staying together. Nope.
Class.
Nope.
No,
No, sir. No, sir. Now you're just dating someone you may not find that great, but it doesn't mean that she's not going to go out fishing for something else. She says, I don't want anything serious. So she's not looking for a new boyfriend. She's not looking for something serious. She just wants to sleep with other people other than her husband. So there you go. Just another great example of why dating today is just dying on the vine. So, guys, be careful out there. Here's a good example. This gal cheating on her husband, which I'm pretty sure is cheating. And if it's not, and if he gave her permission, maybe this is Jack Murphy. Maybe her husband is Jack Murphy. That that might be this. I could see Jack Murphy maybe dating her. So if you want to go out with Jack Murphy's girlfriend, here she is. But other than that, guys, look, you guys are going to date. I know a lot of you young guys are saying like, hey, I still want to hook up. I still want to date. Great. But now are the days where you need to vet for red flags. You need to be careful because if you get one of these crazies and they want to blame you for doing something wrong, that's it for you, man. It's game over.